States and extraction of minerals and making fortunes from these things. And so there's just been an enormous interchange. So underneath it all, the film is also about forming bridges from one culture to another, and the difficulties and the wonderful blessings of it. So it's a multi-layered film. I'm really, I don't even feel like I made it. There were many times where I felt something happened that came through, days where really miraculous things happened. People came out of nowhere, literally, and led us from one thing to the next. We have some wonderful scenes that we recorded, of course, in real time, that just blow me away to this day. So I kind of feel like if you're going to, and the reason I kind of went into details, if you or anyone listening wants to feel strongly that they need to follow their heart and follow kind of an unformed but a powerful feeling that they need to do something and keep going, then do it. Because you just, if it's meant to be, if you're headed in the right direction, you will get help, not just from the people around you, but from unseen forces. And I am a mystical person in that sense. I do believe in spirits. I believe in our ancestors still being around us. Mm-hmm. And my experience in making the film showed me that so many times, I just felt I'm getting help from the other side because there's too many marvelous things happening that just couldn't be explained any other way. So if you're headed in the right direction, you're going to get help. You'll get somewhere. Maybe it isn't where you originally thought you were going to go, but you're going to get somewhere where you should be, and you'll make your contribution, be able to use your God-given talents in a way to benefit yourself and your family and the people around you, and perhaps in a wider circle as well. So, it's important it's easy to lose faith. It's easy to get discouraged and feel like there are too many obstacles, but, it's important to just keep pushing forward.
Yeah. We're all meant to do something special and unique, so. Yeah.
You feel that?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Well, then, I think it's pretty remarkable that you've been doing this for 6 years. That shows an enormous amount of determination and, stick-to-itiveness. And I think that's one of the important qualities to succeed at something, is just pushing yourself to keep going forward. There are times when the wind is in your sails and it's easy, and then there are times when the wind is blowing against you and you have to put your head down and just keep, pushing against that wind, and then the wind shifts. So, you just have to keep going. So what are your plans next after you're graduating this summer?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I graduate in May. And
yeah. Do you have any thoughts about what you may be doing next? Would like to do?
Continue acting, go into more television or film acting, and a little bit more of theater acting, and continue to do more radio, and because I love radio. I've been doing that for 6 years, so I want to stick with that.
Well, that sounds like like you've got a lot of interesting options there, a lot of ways to go. But yeah, I think having a radio program is pretty wonderful. And what's good now is that podcasts have become so popular. Mm-hmm. And in a city like LA, where so many people have to commute long distances to get to work every day, and the freeways are so packed with cars, and so you sit in traffic for maybe 2 hours to get to work. I mean, seriously, a lot of people will travel 2 or even 3 hours each way. I can't believe that anyone can do this, but they do. So they listen to podcasts. They listen to the radio. They listen to the podcasts, and they learn a lot. And so I think this is a really good time for um, for those who like to work in audio and the medium of audio. Of course, there's always a need for voiceover artists and all. Unfortunately, a lot of big celebrities have moved into doing voiceover work. So for a lot of the top commercials, and they hire known people who the voices are recognizable. But there's still a lot of work for others, and so it's good. And certainly there is a lot of film production going on in Louisiana still, and Georgia. I don't know what's happening in Mississippi, but a lot of feature films are made in Louisiana and Atlanta because it's cheaper. It's cheaper to shoot there. They're wonderful locations, and there are facilities. So, some like Black Panther, I think all of it was shot outside of Atlanta and some of the studios and surroundings they have there. So I think, there's work to be had, and just a matter of getting your foot in the door. Whether it's a PA, that's a lot of people get started in film and TV and radio, just saying, hey, I'll if you can afford to, you can find a way to support yourself while being a PA, because they usually don't get paid much, if anything. And but you do make connections, you get experience, and you're on sets, and it's a good way to get started. So I would say that's probably, unless your parents or somebody has a way to pull you in and hire you in something, you pretty much have to just get started by volunteer list, pestering people, say, hey, do you need a production assistant to help, with this, that, and whatever. Go get the coffee, bring the scripts over to people, whatever they need, just so that you're working in that area and you're meeting people, and you keep looking for opportunities to get another job and from one thing to another, and hopefully in the area that you want to eventually be in. So,
yeah, there's always work and opportunities out there. Always.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I can sense that you're the kind of person who does not get turned away. You won't allow yourself to be turned back. That you keep moving forward. And honestly, talent is important. Absolutely, one has to have an aptitude for what you want to do. But I would say 80% of success is just determination, discipline, and just hanging in there and working hard.
Yeah.
People see that, they recognize it, they see you're determined, they see you're serious, they see you're committed and you're responsible. If they give you something to do, you do it, and you can do it as quickly as you can, and you come back and you're ready to go for the next thing. And producers and directors love that. They love people who are on the ball, and then they begin to rely on you more and more, and then before you know it, they either hire you for their next project or they recommend you to somebody, and that's how you kind of get going.
Yeah. If you enjoy doing what you do, if you have the passion, you're not going to give up,
There you go.
If it's that strong, you won't give up.
There you go. I think you said it very well and concisely. That's the heart of it right there. So, I just feel that doesn't matter where a person comes from, doesn't matter their station in life when they were born. Some of the greatest people in the world who has made the biggest impact on the world came from very humble circumstances, and people would think, my God, how in the world did they ever make it? But they do. My grandfather's just another of thousands of examples. He was born in an isolated place in Mexico, was abused, ran away from home, worked hard as a child, and then came here, worked in mines, worked different things, met up with a minister who was a Norwegian missionary in Los Angeles. My grandfather at that point had kind of had a breakdown. He was depressed when his friends were killed. And, it's all there in the film. But he was re-inspired, and he woke up and he just said, I know now what I really want to do with my life. And he never looked back. He was a ministering all over the Southwest for over 50 years. And he did a lot of wonderful things, and a lot of people loved him and had good things to say about him, really good things to say when he passed. So he led a good life, and, he helped a lot of people. And here he had, he ended up living here in Southern California. He wasn't rich because Methodist ministers aren't, but he had riches in terms of friendships and spirituality. He was a tremendous believer in God and the afterlife, and he was an amazing man. And all of his kids, he also loved the arts.
Mm-hmm.
And so all of his kids, my mom included, she was the youngest, all of them were musicians, painters, performers. So they were, even though they didn't have much money growing up, they had plenty of opportunities. And my grandfather was a resourceful man and had made a lot of friends, wealthy and poor. And he always had somebody he could turn to say, hey, would you happen to be able to know where so-and-so could get a guitar or so-and-so could get voice lessons and that kind of thing. So where there's a will, there's a way, as they say.
Yeah.
And it's very true. It really is true. So kids out there listening, high school seniors, congratulations, you made it this far. And that isn't easy to do. I look back and, being a student is hard work. Stretches your imagination. You have to learn a lot of stuff that you don't want to learn. But a lot of it will come in handy later in your life. So don't feel it was all wasted. On the contrary, it all is important.
Yeah.
And don't give up on your dreams. And, stick to them and enjoy your life. Make the most of it. It goes by fast.
Yeah, it does. But
the older you get, the faster it goes. It's a weird phenomenon, but I think, I don't know if any scientists can measure it, but you talk to any older person, they'll tell you, my God, a year now is like a month. It just goes so fast. When I was younger, a year seemed longer and took more time to get through, but now it's just like zooming by. So, waste not a minute.
Yeah.
So, do you have any other questions?
No, it was a pleasure interviewing you, Mr. Dominguez. It's been a thrill talking to you, and thank you very much.
You're welcome. Now, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Could I get MP4 or MP3 files of the interview you did on Shelley and me?
Yes, I'll send you a link to the interview. I can send
That'd
you.
That'd be great.
Okay. Thank you very much.
That'd be awesome. I always enjoy listening to it again because it's also a great way to, do self-critiques,
mm-hmm.
and it's also a nice document just to have, to hear yourself down, 10 years from now, if I'm still with us, just where my head was at, what was going on.
Yeah.
Well, you take care.
Thank you very much. You too.
And you have a great day, and congratulations on your upcoming graduation. And keep in touch, and Shelley and I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And that was Mr. Walter Dominguez, theater actor, director, producer of his documentary, and many others. Thank you very much for listening. Have a blessed day. And thank you.